Hi everybody. In this video I would like to speak a little bit about the assessment objectives that are relevant for Unit 4 because they were taken from the presentation on Unit 4, but worth mentioning that these are the same assessment objectives for any unit from the examination 1, 2, or 3. We do not have assessment objective number 5 because it is for the creative quote unquote pieces. Um, I would like to give a brief summary of the ideas and points related to each. So the first one is apply appropriate methods of language analysis using associative terminology and coherent written expression. So this one means that we obviously write in standard English, and the main part is methods of language analysis. Of course, they should be appropriate. Methods mean that you take some approach which primarily should deal with the structure of the language, which is language as a system. So you obviously consider morphology, syntax, lexis and semantics, discourse and pragmatics, and you apply the structural approach when dealing with the points that you're making, which leads to the assessment, to the second assessment objective, sorry, which is to demonstrate critical understanding of concepts and issues relevant to language use. This one is pretty easy. With critical understanding of concepts and issues, of course, they're relevant to language use. It means that we are using appropriate terminology. It means that if you're dealing with words, you apply the terminology related to the semantic field of, lexis, semantics, meaning, synonyms, antonyms, and so on and so forth. So it is narrowing down a list of the terms that are applicable when writing about some point or evaluating some of your suggestions. Assessment objective number 3. Analyze and evaluate how contextual factors and language features are associated with the construction of meaning. Here, of course, it is contextual factors. We'll also analyze and evaluate, by the way. Construction of meaning. So this one is in reading the source materials, in understanding the points that are born in us, and rephrasing or noting down these points, we evaluate the function that they carry out in the source material in different discourses. In other words, well, speaking of the contextual factors, you can easily jump to the section of Unit 1, and this is simply the context, which is function, field, mode, audience, and tone, right? So we use the framework of the contextual situation of the particular discourse to evaluate the relationship between the speaker, the writer, and to whom they're writing or speaking to. What it actually is, written speech, or it is some oral presentation. What kind of genre we have? Is it a TV program? Is it a presentation? Is it a letter or something else? And we use the features that we see, whether we take the metaphor or list of three, within these contextual factors. Of course, there is the relation between the two, but primarily this point is about your showing that you understand the context of each situation. So that's why the knowledge of these different contextual factors is very important. That's why there is a suggestion to, pick up any random communications or interactions and think about the contextual factors of each. Basically, in association with the construction of meaning is what is the relation, or how do they affect the whole communication. And the fourth assessment objective, which is the last one for Unit 4, but only relevant for Section B, which is a generic essay. For those who have forgotten, it is explore connections across texts informed by linguistic concepts and methods. First of all, connections across the texts, and also have concepts and methods. So in brief, we can say that this is the theoretical background that you need to show in reference to the points you're making about the context, about the specific devices and tools that you see in the text. When we speak about Unit 4, this slide was taken from the presentation on a topic from the child language development subfield. And here the concepts and methods are related to the stages of child language development, to the role that different people play, say caretakers, for example, the features that are seen in different pronunciations at different stages of child language growth, and so on and so forth. Whether it is a social process as well, or whether it is a naturalistic process, these types of things. So in a nutshell, I hope it depicts what the examiners want in very general terms from you in your writings and in evaluation of the points that you're making in your responses. Thank you for the attention. I see you in the next one.